right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Love, Beats, and Marriage. Hashtag
LBM Kings.
Deal. I am Ty Scott King.
And I'm Sunny Knight.
Yeah, so as you all know, we are a married couple. We're doing the show, of course, to talk about love, beats, because we're both musicians, artists in some way, and marriage because we're in it. We're in it now for life.
Right.
You didn't have your ring on last episode.
No.
Last episode.
Well, we're for life.
Or one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're still. This is great marriage for life.
Yes.
So I'm not subscribing to that other thing that somebody else said. Yeah, so this episode we'll be talking about.
I was trying to think, I was like, who's on?
Yeah,
But,
we don't need
we don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about is honesty really the best policy? So we're going to just walk through in our relationship, as we do with every show, on how that's applicable to us and how we've dealt with it, and just give you guys some insight on how it helped us, and we're hoping it can help you.
Whatever challenges we had with honesty. So
Yes.
let's just answer the question, yes or no. Is honesty really the best policy? What? Wait, count of three. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad we said the same answer. That would have been awkward if you were like, no.
No.
All right, so yeah, we agree. Honesty really is the best policy. So what is honesty?
What is honesty?
Yeah, telling the truth every time, or are those white lies excluded from honesty?
Honesty is, yes, it's definitely being as honest as you can every time, forthcoming. Not as some people would say, and I've been guilty of it, withholding information. Like
Yes.
if I don't tell,
Sorry, I had like a real serious reaction to that. Go ahead. I'm
Right.
sorry.
So, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's like you definitely don't want to be dishonest by default. From the standpoint, it's like, well, I never did tell a lie.
Right.
You know.
I don't want to feel like I'm playing a guessing game. Like I gotta ask you specifically. Okay, did you? I'm trying to think of an example now.
Right.
It's like, well, you didn't ask me if I did X, Y, Z.
Right.
You just asked me, did I go to work? Well, I didn't think I needed to ask. I needed to ask
Right.
you, did you take a break from work? Did you? I don't know. Whatever.
Or did you leave work for a reason for
Right.
a long period of time?
Right, an extended period of time that you can't account for. Like I didn't think I needed to say that when I asked you, how was your day? What'd you do today?
Yeah.
Like,
and for the record, I haven't done
no,
that.
Mike's
But-
not done that.
Yeah.
Neither have I, guys.
No.
Neither have I.
And
But like those little
you work from home too,
yes.
so you, I mean, it wouldn't be nothing wrong with you actually leaving home to do something. But yeah, I know what you're saying. So.
Yeah. But when I did it, I mean, I didn't have just hours that I was unaccountable for.
No.
But yeah, like omitting the omission, just because I didn't ask you the specific question. Like I didn't know to ask it, so how was I gonna ask it? And then basically like the lie comes in because you omitted telling something.
Yeah.
So that's still not being honest.
Yeah, what comes to my mind a lot is that when you used to ask, when first I would share a day I had, or if someone like a woman came and flirted with me, for example.
Yes,
And I would share that with you.
Alabama.
Yeah, I would share that with my wife. No big deal. But then I noticed the pattern after that every day. So, how was your day? And I thought, it was cool. Nobody flirted with you. I was like, oh, so this is what it's about. I saw, okay.
I just wanted to ask, like, okay, you mentioned it, so now it's a part of the conversation.
It's like flirters
you put it on the table.
It's like people that flirt have this network of flirtation. So it's like, yes, the day Monday through Wednesday, let me go and flirt with this person. Yeah.
They were trying to get free.
Huh?
Okay, no. They found you attractive, but they were also trying to get some free coffee, probably.
A free, well, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. But
Free
yeah.
sauce. Some free
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah. So yeah, it's so there were probably times where I would block things where it would maybe a woman did come and say something, but I didn't think it was a big deal because I talk to people all the time.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
I just didn't, it wasn't like I was withholding information, but I'm not going to bring that up because to me it didn't mean anything because like she said thank you. So why would I say that?
Yeah, that's why specifically
Right.
that I didn't say, did a woman talk to you today?
Yeah, like
I
a
was
woman
specific,
said,
like,
a woman said thank
somebody
you, and I
flirt?
think she may even told me have a nice day.
ooh,
So
fighting
that,
words.
that means something. You know?
So honesty is the best policy. Don't omit.
Right.
Yeah, it's if you know it's something like already that your spouse is gonna have an issue with, just be upfront about it. Like, don't hold it because in one of our episodes we talked about our worst year, what we found each to be our worst year of marriage, and those years actually they weren't the same, which is interesting to me. But I did share a little bit about how Mike told me something that was in our going into our 6th year of marriage that really like I felt rocked the foundation.
Yeah.
But thank the Lord, we, it's built on solid ground on Him first of all, and so I felt like you waited 6 years to tell me this. That was unfair to me. I might have decided to choose differently had I known this from the start. Just all those things, and then it was like, well, what else are you not being honest about? So that just raised so many questions, and I felt like it was he could have been honest in the beginning, and then all that stuff wouldn't have been the case. Like now I'm wondering, is your name really Michael King?
I'm pretty sure you've seen my social security and my birth
I
certificate.
have, and I know all this stuff, but it's like then you start wondering about the little things, and you start trying to find the trail of dishonesty.
Yeah.
And I know that for me, a big thing to get past that, and I kind of talked about it in the whatever episode that was on the worst year. That was what it's called. But one thing I do remember that went through my mind a lot to start to rebuild how I saw you. 2 things, like basically you I think you were just more adamant or about just making sure you were honest about everything, even the small things. You had always kind of been that way, but I know you felt like you had to be that way even more because now I've revealed something about myself that was like, that's a big part of me, and that has kind of caused you, rightfully so, not to trust me as much. So now I have to make sure I'm careful about rebuilding this honesty.
Yeah, and it's a regaining the trust.
Yes, all of
yeah.
that to say what you just said. So a big part of that was I saw that you were trying to make every effort to regain my trust. And I mean, it wasn't infidelity or anything it wasn't like that. It was just information that I didn't know when we got married that I felt like this was a big deal.
Right.
And so you did what you felt needed to be done to regain my trust. And also in my mind, I always thought about what Pastor Ramsey would say about people running a trust track. Like, you have to give people time to really act out that they're trustworthy, So I don't feel like it started from zero, like you got to win me back all over again, because God really dealt with me about that. Like, no, he's your husband. Yeah, he just revealed this shocking secret, like on Maury Povich, but it is what it is at this point. You're not going anywhere, so you have to work past it and allow him to run the trust track and just see that, yeah, it was bad for him to be dishonest and to omit information, but that doesn't make him fundamentally a dishonest person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like to your core and your root, you're not just a liar. You just chose not to share this information, and then I guess you can tell what you want. I feel like I'm telling you a story. You sit right here.
You did a great job explaining that, and that's in marriages, that's why being honest is always it's always the better thing to do and to put that in practice, because forgiveness is a whole nother story. Because once when you're dishonest, then the person is going to not trust you as much. Let's be honest with that. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that a lot of people they carry that baggage of dealing with certain things in previous relationships that they bring in the current relationship. So if they had to put up with a lot of lying, a lot of deceit, a lot of abuse, stealing, whatever the case may be, is because there are times that you can draw that type of spirit to you as well. Sure. And that's a whole nother show for a whole nother day. But you're gonna when a person has been offended and you're the offender, it's like it's a steep hill to climb back into where you once were. And I think that it definitely has grown us closer together, made us stronger. Yeah. We're still here. We're still together.
Yeah.
We're still married.
Yeah.
Still loving each other.
Yes. And you shared the news right before our 6-year anniversary trip.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm supposed to go on a trip with you now? Like, for real. We're supposed to go somewhere and I'm supposed to enjoy this and have fun. So it was definitely. Are you nervous, babe?
No, that song was in my head. You know what song?
Oh, God. Pray for Mike. He needs to be delivered from the song that's in his head.
You real. Let me hear it.
I know, but it's
and you
not
played
in my
it more
head.
Than once.
Because it was quite unbelievable and I needed to see it again.
He played it more than once. I'm like, who are these people in here? Did he hire a whole production crew? And where did he get this money from during the recession, depression / COVID era?
Yeah, so, I guess it's like I'm dancing around this thing, and one day we'll probably share it. We've talked with family and friends about it, but, one day we might share it on here, so I don't want it to be like, what is it? You keep us in suspense.
Yeah.
But it's relevant
we'll
to the topic.
Yeah. We'll reveal it, what it was, but as partake with this episode, we just want to really just focus on honesty as a whole, and how couples and relationships, how you deal with it. Because there have been times where I haven't been honest, where my wife would ask me, did you pay this bill or did you do that? And I would say, yeah. And that was a lie.
Unfortunately, nothing got cut off.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, we had that cut off. But I was just like... And
so then what did you do? You wait till I went to sleep and then you paid it?
I'll go to the bathroom, whatever the case may be. So it just, because the thing is, I know how my wife is, especially with bills, and I'm not putting this on her to say that she encouraged me and she brought on the line for me, because that was me. I shouldn't have lied. But I just didn't want to hear that big exhale, and then here it comes.
Because we do this every month.
Exactly. She's like, and it's just like, there'll be times when I know when my wife is frustrated, because she gets, her voice gets really calm, and she'll put her hand on my hand. She'll like, I know when my wife is frustrated, because she gets, her voice gets really calm, and she'll put her hand on my hand. She'll like, what I'm about to share with you, I just want you to know I'm not super upset with you, but this is something we need to take care of. You get this bill, we get this bill every month.
And y'all inside, I'm so upset. Like, why is this a thing? But on the outside, I'm like, no, just be calm, be nice. This is your husband. You want to show love. You don't want to be too upset about it. Just, it'll be fine. Don't go crazy, because
I've seen you crazy a little bit. Yeah, I've seen you crazy. I seen you crazy yesterday when the situation with the song from the person that
No.
you were on your Zoom call? Yeah.
Yeah. Mike told me he told me I was on level 10 when I really should have just been on level 1. But
not level 1. I would say you had a right to be on level 5, but.
Well, yeah, I was definitely not on level 5.
No.
I was many levels above that.
Yeah.
I didn't curse somebody out or yell at anybody, but I definitely was stern because I felt like now you can tell because I'm.
And I think a lot of it too has to do with the past history of you and that person too. That things that transpired that still to this day really haven't been addressed properly.
Right, because honesty is not in play. Right. But I'm glad that you were honest with me because I did ask you, do you feel like I'm doing too much here? And you said yes. And then I was like, but I'm not though. But I still was happy that you told me because it caused me to reflect. So, I appreciate when you're honest with me. I may not always like it, but I appreciate it.
And I'm just curious, are there any particular time, you don't have to name it, that you were not honest with me?
Yeah, when we were dating, there were probably times
that don't count. I'm talking about marriage. Once when we in the thick of it.
No, well, I want to finish what I was being to say.
Okay, go ahead.
There were probably times that I spoke to someone from my past, and and with one particular person, those conversations really never went well. So, I probably didn't share every time because it was like, this is stupid. Like, I'm trying to get past talking to this person anyway. I don't even want to bring it up and tell you that I spoke to this person today. But since we've been married, probably sometimes where you've asked me, probably sometimes where something that you've made hasn't been great, and I just am like, yeah, it's good, it's fine though, babe. I know you don't care about that stuff. I know, but also you're a chef, so I feel like I don't want to be critical of a chef's cooking. But there's some days where it was like, yeah, that was a little bit off.
Okay.
But I didn't want you to feel bad because you basically cook every day. So who am I to be like, that wasn't good when I don't remember the last time I really made dinner.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever asked you that question since we've been married either. I think it's the first time
I lied to you about anything?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've never asked you that question.
Yeah, I don't think you have.
No.
But I feel like or maybe, if you say, how am I feeling, especially if I'm like I just wrapped up the work that I do outside of music and poetry. If I've just wrapped up like doing my contract work for the day and you ask me how I'm feeling and I'm like, I'm fine. It's just because I don't want to bring that in, right. And I want to try to shift gears so we can be, happy, like, because I know in the beginning part of the worst year, when we talked about in the worst year episode, I didn't notice that you were having a hard time adjusting to certain things because I was bringing, mentally, and physically, I was bringing work home so much that I was causing some of your stress because I was just so frustrated from work.
Okay.
So I would say sometimes I'm not honest about how I'm feeling just because I just want to I don't even want to feel that way. I just want to like close the door on the work day and move on to the more fun stuff. So,
right. Okay. And
are you already done? Like, I feel like you weren't paying attention.
No, I was paying attention to you. I just, basically looking to transition and just talk about the scripture, the verse that we want to talk about, with honesty.
Okay. So how do you feel about what I just said to you?
I mean, I look at it as like you work a very stressful job anyway, and I'm sure people can relate to it. When you're married to someone that works a job that
it's great.
Let me quarterback this, but that have its challenges, and you can see that it's bearing down on them, and it's just like you don't want that for them, and you don't want them to be in this position. You don't want them sometimes to be at their job. I know I've had terrible jobs since we've been married, horrible jobs. But so when I know she definitely tries to be intentional to leave when she's done with it, to leave it there, and then we start living married life. And I mean, I appreciate that, but at the same time, I don't want her to always feel like she has to hold that in, or she feels like she's bearing me down by telling me dealing with somebody difficult at work today or whatever the situation is. I want her to always be open and honest with me, because then I know it gives me a sense of, okay, this is how I should approach her this day, in the sense of I know she may need to relax, or I shouldn't be so animated right now at this point. Give her a chance to catch up and get her thoughts together.
Or play with my feet. I just need a minute. I know there's probably a lot of women that are like, I want my husband to play with my feet. But it's like when I'm trying to relax, I don't really want you playing with my feet. I don't want to be. I just need a minute.
Yeah, you let me know, because you kick my get one. I was like, man. And like, she even kicks me in her sleep sometimes. And it's like, okay. Yeah.
I'm kicking your feet away.
Yeah.
Because you're hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be more honest about when I transition out of Thai work mode.
Oh, nice. And I just want to follow up with a scripture. Will come from Proverbs 17:7, New Living Translations, where it says, "Eloquent words are not fitting a fool, even less are lies fitting for a ruler." And it says, "Eloquent words are not fitting for a fool, even less are lies fitting for a ruler." And of course, the Bible talks about the fact that God, He hates a liar. And there are numerous other quotes in the Bible about lying, and how it ultimately it brings down, it leads to a destructive nature and destructive behavior. I think it was one of my favorite quotes online is always tell the truth and you never have to have a good memory. I think that was Mark Twain that said that. I think it is. And I always loved Mark Twain. He had so many good quotes. And he was anti-slavery, just so you guys thinking about that too. But anyway, that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother story. He was a Southerner gentleman.
Death to the lies.
Yeah.
Because we're rulers and it's not fitting for a ruler.
No.
So those things might be, like you were saying, you come into the relationship with X, Y, Z, and in the process you're learning how to not do those things, right?
Yeah, it was. And with me too, and I'm not blaming this totally, but we are products of our environment at times. It's like with me coming from a background of growing up in a foster care system, as a child, I learned how to lie really, really well, because you didn't want people to find out that you lived in a foster home, because I found out what happens when they do is you get the 100,000 questions all the time. People look at you different, and it's just like,
You even recently found one of your cousins. So Mike doesn't know a whole lot of family on either of his parents' side, so we did a thing online.
Ancestry.com.
Yeah, I was like, they're not paying us to say their name, so maybe we shouldn't, but okay, Ancestry.com. And found a cousin who is amazing, but her younger sister, so your younger cousin, you actually found out that you all went to school together and they had classes together.
Yeah.
But they didn't know they were related because
well, mainly, I mean, her last name was King as mine, but we honestly was just never, I mean, because I was living in a foster home, and we never did stop or have a conversation about that.
Because you didn't want people to know, and ask all the questions you were saying.
Yeah, and to me, King was such a common name too, so it's like, I don't know this person. You just have my last name, vice versa. So
you're a product of your environment.
Yeah, and so it and then that just, I think it spilled over to just when I got into relationships and doing life with people, and it's just I started creating these lives and worlds and things that I didn't do, or a family I didn't have, or come from a background I never did. And it just is like, yeah, I made this fantasy world of lies of where I came from. And
I think by the time we met, though, I mean, you were a lot older, and I feel like you left out some very big details.
Yeah.
But the stuff that you did tell me, you were honest about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that omission could definitely cause some really big problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's it. You shared the scripture, and what is Proverbs what and what again?
17:7.
Proverbs 17:7.
Eloquent words are not fitting for a fool, even less are lies fitting for a ruler.
Yeah.
So we're a heavenly priest, heavenly citizens, I should say, and we are citizens of the kingdom. And the scripture talks about for us to be able to take our crowns and throw it at his feet and cast our crowns there. So we're of royal descent.
Yeah. Yep.
So
we have to put away the lies, especially in marriage, and believe that the person that you married will still love you when you're honest.
Right. And we want to also, you guys, you can comment, reach out to us once when it gets to a platform of whatever we choose to air these videos. So we really want to know if this is helping you guys, or what did you do to get through this with a husband or spouse or wife, whatever.
It didn't even have to be a big thing. Just how much money did you spend? Are you ordering stuff through Amazon and hiding it in the closet or in the trunk of the car? I've heard a lot of women say that they do that. They'll go buy stuff and they'll just put it in the trunk and bring it in like one by one, and then when their husband sees it, they're like, "Oh, I've had those shoes."
Or
just those things.
Or your best friend always wants you to try out their cooking when they ain't a good cook.
Is your best friend your spouse?
No.
Okay.
I'm just using that for example. I saw it on social media yesterday, Instagram. A person asked that question: what do you do when your best friend who loves to cook but can't cook?
Oh, God.
So I told the person, I said I would ask them, do they have fruit? Because I'm trying to eat right now.
But when y'all go out, they see you eating like a savage.
Hey.
It's just when you go to their house, you're eating fruit.
That's all. You got to be honest.
Yeah. So hopefully we shared some things that will help you all, and you can help us by commenting, by sending us any tips. Also, if you want us to talk about anything, just let us know. We'll turn that into our discussion for a future episode.
Yes.
So I don't know. I feel like Mike's already gone. He's got his phone here, and
no, I was going to show you that post afterwards.
Okay, afterwards.
No, I'm still locked in.
Okay.
My wife worries about that because as soon as I touch my phone, she thinks I'm not engaged anymore, and I have a history of the reason why she feels that way, but that's not the case anymore. So yeah, that was about. So we were having an honest moment with each other. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it into action.
So to wrap it all up, honesty is the best policy.
Yes, it is.
From the small things to the big things, just trust your spouse, trust the God in them, and be honest.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So thank y'all. Go ahead.
No, you said it.
No, you go.
Okay, thank y'all for. Thank you. You go ahead.
All right. Thank y'all for watching another episode of
Love Beats and Marriage.
Hashtag
LBM Kings. Do we always have to say hashtag? I'll let you say it because sometimes I'll be like, I'm being honest again. It's like, this feels like I gotta always say that at
No,
the end.
it's not a part of the title. I guess I just like to throw it in there so people know.
Right.
Hey, you can find us using this simple little hashtag LBM Kings.
And that's what it means. Hashtag LBM Kings.
All right. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all again soon. Bye. I was gonna do peace, but then I said, but it was just awkward. So bye.